Hi everybody, welcome back to GearGossip. We're talking modeling again, but this time it's microphones. Yes, you can model microphones. I've been surprised too. In this case, we're talking the virtual microphone system by Slate Digital. And this consists of a studio microphone, a preamp, and a plugin. The hardware gives you a dull, lifeless, boring, flat signal with absolutely no noise. It's really very little noise in there, and gives it to the plugin, and the plugin transforms this into the classics of the studio environment. Big, large condenser microphones from the past and the present, giving you the sound, the characteristics of these legends with less money involved, less hassle with plugs and cupboards, and less panic that you lose them. That's the idea. But the first question that you might ask yourself is, why should I even bother? I do have one microphone, just like me. One not for sale, Rode mic. It's just a microphone. Why should I even bother? Do you record your electric guitar with the SM57? Did you notice that the next microphone, maybe the i5, sounds completely different? Did you notice my vocal mic shootout? Well, microphones can sound pretty different because they're not to be mixed up with an equalization. Equalization has the purpose to be smooth and straight. Microphones don't. This is more like a jagged frequency response, ditches and peaks, and all this harmonics and saturations when you push them too hard. They give you a certain character, a signature. Yeah. Let's just admit it. You don't use an equalization and only one distortion box for your guitar, do you? No. You do have 150 different distortion boxes because they all have a slightly different signature, don't you? The same thing with microphones, believe me. A little bit more specific. The microphone first. This is the microphone. No switches, just black. Black. It's not feeling too solid, actually. It feels a little bit like it's bigger than it could be, you know, a little blown up. No switches whatsoever. Then comes the preamp, this black box. Also feels a little bit like it's bigger than it could be. And yeah, we have on-off, phantom power, I hope that's the correct pronunciation, gain knob, level control, LED, polarity, input, mic or instrument, pad on-off. DC input, yeah. There's a reason it's so light, because the power supply is also a little bit on the plasticky side, and it's almost as big and has a constantly attached cable, which is not my favorite actually. Line out, XLR out, and microphone line in. Just the preamp, no interface. You need an interface for your digital audio workstation. Again, it's meant to sound like this. No character whatsoever. Flat, even frequency response. If you're looking for something like this, you might want to check it out without all these software. So here we are. GarageBand. Sorry, folks. Very pro, I know, but it's GarageBand, and this is the plugin. Looks a little bit like this lunchbox, where you can plug in your vertical whatsoever. Yeah, you have 3 slots. You can have more, but this would run out of my screen capture. Here we have all this fancy stuff that you can push over there, but the interesting part is the microphones, of course. Here we go. In there. In the middle, yes, in the middle. I will tell you in no time. This is the microphone that is currently selected. Select your microphone. Fancy, isn't it? Oh, beautiful. Also very beautiful. And the intensity. 100% is true to the original, and this is even more emphasizing the characteristics. At this point, graphic, very nice, and I'm the lucky guy. I have no idea about the classics. I don't know them. I have never seen them. I've never had my dirty little hands on them. and so I can't be misguided. How many tube amp modelers are out there that look very, very like the original, including fingerprints and little stains and tobacco stains, but sound like, no insults here, please, but you're misguided because it looks like, so it must sound like. Looks good, but I have no idea what it is, so I just use my ears, which is a plus. Enough esoteric stuff. The next thing that I put in there is this one, the trimmer. Why? This is a volume knob. But you don't want to run this microphone too hot, so you can really adjust the amount of input that hits this microphone. Keep it between -12 and -10 and you're fine. You can push it harder, but things can get ugly. And after this you have these two things here. 2 preamps, either that or that one. Again, modeling these well-known, legendary, I don't get it. Sorry, folks. As long as it's not overdriving, and I don't like overdrive on my microphones anyway, I don't hear a difference. Sorry, I'm not that esoteric guy. I don't have these large speakers and the ear for this. And even if I had, you don't hear the difference through your smartphone. You're listening to this on your smartphone, aren't you? Idiot. No, I don't get it, and I won't showcase. There are some people out there who will definitely hear it. I'm not the guy, and so I'm not the guy to showcase them. I rather use this one, which is pretty ugly to put it like this, but I need it. This is an exciter. I don't know the correct pronunciation. It just gives a whole bunch of airiness and openness. It just makes everything a little bit more lively than it is before. I will keep it like this. Really, really up. Opening up everything. Treble, presence. Here we go. And intensity to 150. Why? Because I want to show you all these differences very, very clearly, that you hear that are differences. It's not day and night every time, okay? And the higher I turn this, the more day and night it is. It's just for showcasing. I'm not recording here the next beautiful world hit. Recording is the next thing. No latency. They claim it's close to zero latency. And I have to admit, I don't have any latency here. I can add all these fancy stuff. No, doesn't get any more. So pretty cool for tracking. Can dial in your sound and still record just this dull and lifeless for later treatment. All the other fancy stuff that you see here, equalizers, This is the other stuff by Slate Digital that you can buy. Enough of this. That's the way it looks. Yes, one more thing to cover. This thing here, you can automate this stuff. You can choose to have another microphone for the solo part and back to the original microphone. This is possible. And of course it's a plugin. Save it. You have a computer, don't you? And what can you use it for? Just record your #1 smash hit, worldwide global bestseller with your acoustic guitar, strum away and choose your perfect microphone sound afterwards. No more, if I only had taken grandpa's whatsoever microphone out of the fallout shelter, then I would have, those times are gone. You can choose afterwards. For acoustic guitar, for example. And it also works on electric guitar. While that is pretty cool to choose afterwards, I'm one of these guys who really like hearing what they're doing. You just cannot play Enter Sandman on a Rickenbacker in a clean channel and just imagine that there's distortion on it in the mix. Just keep going. That really doesn't work. I want to be in the mood for the next song, and every microphone, every sound gives you a different mood for what you're doing. For your ballad, for your rock and roll song, for your protest song, whatsoever. You can have your rocker on a pillow, and you can't have your soul singer on your concrete, hard rock and roll sound. It doesn't work. As an example, I recorded something with acoustic guitar and vocals, and I played what came to my mind, and then I decided, made up a list, and tried to showcase you how the different sounds led me to a different song, and vice versa. Please excuse my singing. We're in the middle of cold. It's really so many sick people around me. You won't believe it. Enjoy.
Remember those walls I built? Baby, they were tumbling down. They didn't even put up a fight. They didn't even make a sound. Found a way to let you in, but you never really had a doubt. You're standing in the light of your halo. Got my angel now. Spend the days with a woman unkind. Smoked my stuff and drank all my wine. 9999. I spend the days with a woman unkind. Smoked my stuff and drank all my wine. 'Cause somebody told me there's a girl out there loving the rice and flowers in her hair. I'm trying to tell you something about my life. Maybe you give me insight between. I'm trying to tell you something about my life. Maybe you give me insight between black and white. And the best thing you've ever done for me was to help me take my life less seriously. It's only life after all. There's a place I'm going where no one knows me. There's a place I'm going where no one knows me. It's not lonely, it's a necessary thing. It's a place I'm made of. Found out what I'm made of. Counting stars and fighting sleep. Your breath is sweet, your eyes are like two jewels in the sky. Your back is straight, your hair is smooth on the pillow where you lie. Your breath is sweet, your eyes are like two jewels in the sky. Your back is straight, your hair is smooth on the pillow where you lie. Without a sense of affection, no gratitude or love. Your loyalty is not to me but to the stars above. Road tripping with my two favorite allies, fully loaded we got snacks and supplies. It's time to change this mix. Road tripping with my two favorite allies. Fully loaded, we got snacks and supplies. It's time to leave this town, it's time to steal away. Let's go get lost anywhere in the USA. I hear the drizzle of the rain, like a memory it falls. I hear the drizzle of the rain, like a memory it falls. Soft and warm, continuing, tapping on my roof and walls. And the song I was writing is left undone. I don't know why I spent my time.
What I noticed while recording was if I was a singer only, I would choose a specific microphone, the last one. If I was a guitar player only, I would choose a different microphone for my stuff, for my own stuff. Different microphones for vocal and guitar. No surprise actually, but current state. One for everything. Makes me think a bit. And for guitar and vocals at the same time, this mono reduced setup, a different microphone again. So I'm a little bit hooked on this thing at the moment, which leads me directly to the verdict. So what's my humble opinion about this virtual microphone system? I like the sound and the concept. Multiple microphones at a fraction of the cost on tap, to put it like this. And it really leads me to different ideas while playing songs, rehearsing and composing. That's the good part. Now for the bad part. The first thing that I did not like, it's a little bit too big. It's a studio microphone. No, it's not. It's a studio microphone for multi-purpose, for vocals, for guitars. You can upload whatsoever. I guess there's a bunch of microphones on the way by Slate Digital to be modeled. SM57, any dynamic microphones for your electric guitar, for your snare, for your overheads, for your trumpet, for you name it. And if I have the possibility to use it in different applications, it should be smaller than this and a little bit more stable, because accidentally I dropped it. Sorry, folks. Yeah, from the tremendous heights of a bar stool, no, this chair I'm sitting on a carpet and the lid came off. This is not stuff that I waste money on, actually. And this preamp and this power supply are also bigger than they should be. Okay, maybe this is a little bit too specific, but it's just too big. Sorry, folks. Rack mount, please. Smaller, please. To put it on my micro stand, please. More things to rent. No. Nutshell, good concept, good sounds to my ears. Good in terms of slightly addictive, but I do not like the hardware. Sorry, folks. I don't have the feeling that I have things on my hands that will last. This is just my humble opinion. If it's not your opinion, it's your opinion. So what do I do now with this microphone that I dropped on the floor?